Why do some restaurant locations fail? Even if they have the best food, the best atmosphere, the best of what you think you could ever ask for in a space. Why doesn't it work? I'm Nicole with Build Consulting Vancouver, and we help restaurateurs from finding their space to building it out and everything in between. Some spaces that you would sign on a lease, the rent just doesn't match the revenue potential. I would also add on to that, if you find a space with high rent and you put a ton of money into your build out and you think, oh, this is going to be amazing. If I build it, they will come. Sometimes that doesn't always match up given how much money has gone into making that space and then adding on top the rent as well as all the monthly costs that go into it. Even if you're doing $100,000 a month, but your expenses are $120,000, it's still going to put you in the hole. Some of my clients pay anywhere from $4,000 a month in a 800 square foot place to $30,000 a month in a 2,000 square foot place. It really depends on where you are, what corner you're on, what area of the city, and your rent can really fluctuate. Definitely something when you book with Build Consulting, we can walk through if the space and the rent align to make sure that it works for your business. Another thing that we see is the space was never designed to be a restaurant, but let's say it's on a crosswalk or intersection of somewhere that your target demographic is, and you pour millions of dollars into this space to make it a restaurant. You bring in the extra venting, you add more electricity, you build it up to code to make sure that this space is compliant. But now you're $1.5 million into a build and the rent is high, your insurance is high, the food costs are high. It still isn't going to make sense. This next one is actually one that I see with a lot of my customers when they first come to me before we have signed any lease, and they are talking about, well, the foot traffic here is great, or the walk score here is 100, or the transit score is 99, whatever it is. Foot traffic, walk score, all of that doesn't equal the right customers. You need to be building your restaurant, your retail, whatever it is, where your target demographic is. It doesn't matter if there's thousands of people that pass by your restaurants every day. If it's in the middle of the financial district and you're opening an ice cream shop, it isn't going to make sense. No, they don't. And they're not looking for a sweet treat in the middle of the day. The next piece is when the layout doesn't work operationally. You need things to flow. You need somebody involved in the design process who knows how restaurants work. Maybe they've worked with a lot of restaurant builds and they understand the flow and ergonomics of a restaurant. It's very different than other builds because you need to understand where your point of sale system is going to go, where your kitchen, where the bathrooms, where the whole flow and everything works. This is something that not only can cost a lot of money to fix, but if you get it wrong, people aren't going to love coming to your restaurant as much. Therefore, your revenue is going to be a lot lower. And then the last piece, which is something that should be done in the due diligence process, is zoning and regulations can create a nightmare. If this isn't captured before you sign a lease, this can be incredibly costly and cause you to fail before you've even gotten off the ground. A broker should be looking into whether this meets the needs of what kitchen class you have, whatever you're selling, and if it doesn't make sense, then you shouldn't be proceeding with the space. So to make sure that we're setting your business up for success from day one, reach out to Build Consulting to book a discovery call, and we'll walk through the business with you to make sure that where we are putting you makes sense for you and your customers.